Are you in the market for a 125cc sports bike? Well, good news, you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to be running down our top 10 for 2025. Let's get into it. Kickstarting our top 10 today, we have a returner, the Lexmoto LXR125. The LXR was crowned the most registered sports bike of 2020 according to Lexmoto, and it's clear to see why. Starting with styling, the LXR looks great, thanks to the aerodynamic full fairing, stainless steel exhaust, and 17-inch wheels front and rear, giving you all the big bike feels. Lexmoto has just announced that there will be a brand new 2025 model of the LXR. However, it is rumoured that the LXR is due to compact with an updated Euro 5 Plus liquid-cooled engine capable of producing 14.2 horsepower, a 2 horsepower upgrade from the previous model. Onto the pros, and the LXR gives you all of the big bike feels. It also offers a relaxed and comfortable riding position. Onto the cons, and again, even with the updated engine, it's not necessarily the most powerful on this list. It also is a quite heavy bike for the 125cc class. Up next, we have the Aprilia Tuono 125. Dubbed as more of a sports naked than a true sports bike, I thought it'd make a great option for number 9. The Tuono's 125 is a 125cc DOCH engine which produces a maximum output of 15 horsepower and 11.2 newton meters of torque at 8,000 RPM. This makes it one of the top performing sports bikes in this category. Moving on to tech, and the Tuono 125 features LED headlights, dual channel ABS with an anti-rollover system, and an LCD instrument panel, all as standard. It's not the most tech heavy, however I think for a 125 it has plenty enough for a new rider to feel comfortable with. Lastly, onto the price, and in 2025 you will be looking at paying £4,530 for a brand new Tuono, which is nicely in the middle of the budget. Onto pros, and it's Italian, it also handles brilliantly. Onto the cons, and I do wish it had a few more tech features and spec for the price tag. It also drinks fuel very quickly. Moving on to 8th, and we have a brand new rumoured model for 2025, the CF Moto 125R. There isn't a huge amount of information about this bike online as of yet, despite us searching high and low. However, the reason why I wanted to give this bike a place on our list today really comes down to the fact the CF Moto is fast becoming a serious contender against the likes of Yamaha, Honda and Suzuki. Packed with some great spec such as a TFT 5-inch dash, ABS, an aluminium swing arm and adjustable suspension, all as standard, all affordable, budget-friendly price tag. I guess we will have to wait and see whether/when this bike will materialise. However, when it does, it'll be interesting to see how it performs. Onto pros, and CF Moto has been releasing some really exciting bikes as of late. And for cons, this bike is unconfirmed at the moment and may not even materialise. At 7th, we have another offering from Lexmoto, the LXS. The LXS has been a top seller within the 125 class since its release, and it's clear to see why. The bike looks great, coming packed with twin LED headlights, clean lines, petal disc brakes and 2 bold colourway options, including a grey and fluorescent yellow and then a black and blue option, with the yellow being a personal favourite. Onto the engine, and the LXS comes equipped with a trusty 125cc 4-stroke engine that is capable of reaching top speeds of up to 69 miles per hour and 13.8 horsepower, sitting very close to the top end of what is allowed on an A1 licence. Whilst we await the pricing for the 2025 model, you will be able to pick yourself up a 2024 model for £2,579. Onto pros, and it's a 10 out of 10 in terms of styling. It's also really popular among new riders. A con though is that it has no ABS. 6th spot goes to the Suzuki GSX-R125. Suzuki has gone down a similar route to Kawasaki and kept the tech features to a minimum, allowing the price to stay a few £100 cheaper than some of its rivals. This being said, it does have ABS, keyless ignition and an easy start feature, but that is about all. What it does have though is an extremely low wet weight, coming in at 134 kilograms, which, combined that with the 14.8 horsepower single cylinder engine, gives it one of the best power to weight ratios in its class. So, if you dig the super sport riding style and looks, this could still make a great town commuter with plenty of pep for some fun on the back roads too. A brand new Suzuki GSX-R125 will cost you £5,199 for 2025, also making it one of the more affordable offerings we mention on this list. Onto the pros, and it's cheap to run and it's got great build quality, and cons, it's not the comfiest. When it comes to the time you need insurance for a new bike or it's time to renew, make sure to go directly to lexhaminsurance.co.uk or click in the top right hand corner now to get a quote direct with them. They have several exclusive schemes only available at Lexham, so you could save yourself a bit of money. Now coming on to 5th place is the Kawasaki Ninja 125. Coming packed with a 14.8 horsepower single-cylinder engine at its heart, the Ninja produces the maximum allowed power for CBT licence holders and can compete with the best in its class when it comes to performance. However, when it comes to tech, Kawasaki has kept the Ninja dialed back, avoiding some of the fancier tech features and rider aids that other premium brands are using, meaning they keep the price low. Saying that, you will still find ABS brakes and a preload adjustable rear suspension as standard on the Ninja, which many of the other models don't have. All in all, the £4,699 Ninja is a bike that ticks every box and offers high-level performance and build quality while still managing to stay affordable. Onto the pros, and it's lightweight and easy to manoeuvre. It also comes with ABS as standard. Onto the cons, and it is one of the slightly more expensive offerings. Onto number 4, we have the Aprilia RS125, which just missed out on a top 3 spot. A bike we have also mentioned on our 125cc Bikes for Beginners video. The R125 is arguably one of the most long-standing, recognisable models within the 125 category since it was first introduced to the Aprilia lineup back in the 90s. Coming equipped with a trusty 125cc single-cylinder engine, pumping out a solid 15 horsepower and 11.2 Nm of torque at 8,000 RPM. It also features some pretty decent spec with a unique aluminium frame, inverted forks and radial mounted brake up front. There is even an option for a quick shifter, but you will have to pay extra for that. In terms of colourways, the £4,950 RS spots 2 different variations, including the Black Spider and White Wonder, with the White Wonder option being a personal favourite. Imagine the road presence on that. Onto the pros, and its Italian styling design. Onto cons, I do wish it had a few more tech/spec pieces for the price tag. Kickstarting our top 3 has got to go to the KTM RC125. Last year, the RC125 saw a pretty big facelift, coming equipped with a new retuned engine, as seen in the new KTM Duke 125, and an all-new look, all thanks to a brand new lightweight frame and open hub wheel design. The power-to-weight ratio is much improved, and the result is a fantastic 125cc sports bike that competes with the best in its category. However, the engine isn't the only element that's been inspired by the Duke. It also comes packed with high quality components such as WP Apex suspension setup, vibra brakes with 2-channel RBS. Interestingly, the RC125 gives an option to disengage the ABS from the rear wheel to allow for a bit more aggression on the tarmac. Lastly, onto price, and for 2025 you will be able to pick yourself up a brand new RC for £5,099. So admittedly, it is one of the more expensive offerings, however, you will need to remember that you are paying for the KTM now. Onto pros, and it's a great powerful engine for the A1 class. It also is great on fuel economy. Onto cons, and again it is on the pricier side and it may not be the best choice for all the riders. Sitting at second, we have a brand new model for 2025, the £5,299 Fantic Imola 125. Unveiled back at EICMA a few weeks back alongside the Stealth, the Imola 125 is powered by a 125cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder motor produced by Minarelli, putting out 14.7 ponies, the legal limit allowed on an A1 licence. The reason why I have added the Imola so high on my list today comes down to the design and attention to detail within the styling. The design has been inspired by Fantic's recent success within the Moto 2 category. Onto the pros, and it's brand new to the 125 market, and onto cons, it's expensive and the reliability is unknown at this time. Taking the top spot and sitting at number 1 on this list has got to be the Yamaha R125. One of the main ingredients to Yamaha's huge success within its recent 125cc motorcycle range is their excellent 14.8 horsepower engine. Utilising variable valve actuation technology, it essentially uses separate valve timings for low and high revs and automatically switches as you accelerate for smooth and constant pull across the entire range. The result feels fantastic. Coming on to spec, the R125 comes loaded with extra features, including a 5-inch TFT display with Bluetooth connectivity, KYB suspension, a slipper clutch with an optional quick shifter, and even traction control. Whether you need that much kit on a 125 is down to you to decide, but regardless, the R125 is one of the best performing and best equipped bikes in the 125cc category. Whilst it is the most expensive option here for £5,302, you do get what you pay for, and it is most definitely one to consider if you do have the budget to do so. Onto the pros, and it's a well-known bike from a reputable manufacturer. It's also a great inner city commuter. Onto the cons, and it is expensive, but that's the only thing I can note. Time for my pick, and it's got to be the Fantic Imola. I got to see this bike live in the flesh at Motorcycle Live this year, and I'm going to predict that it could well be a dark horse within the A1 category. It looks like a lot of fun. Enjoyed that video? Let me know your favourite for 2025. Please give us a like, subscribe, and why not check out another one of our videos here. See ya!